Before the video begins, I have a big announcement.
It's not that big.
Due to popular
It was
demand...
literally one person.
Will you shut up? Thank you. Anyways, I now have a Discord. The link is in the description so you can join if you want. So let's say that you are a newer player or a rat that wants to begin to play more like a Chad. Well, you have come to the right place. Today, I will show you how I shifted my mindset from a newer player and rat and morphed into a Chad. But these are some tips and strategies that help me start to think more like a Chad. Step 1. Learning the game. This step applies mostly to newer players, but before you become a Chad, you need to learn the ins and outs of Escape from Tarkov. This includes the core mechanics, but also map knowledge and weapon specifics. Map knowledge is important, as you have to know the popular looting areas, high traffic zones, and common camping spots. The most important thing I can think of for weapon specifics is ammo consumption rate. Get a good idea of how long it takes for your preferred weapon to chew through your magazine. You should be able to estimate how much ammo is left in your mag based solely on how long you fired for. A good example is this clip here. I already fired a pretty good spray, but I have memorized roughly how long it takes an M4 to go through 30 rounds. So I know I have enough to finish off this next guy. Game knowledge is obviously important, as it can be responsible for how often you succeed, but even more importantly, it will directly impact your confidence. Step 2. Breaking gear fear. Gear fear is easily one of the main reasons that many people choose to rat instead of running around with a nice gear set. A good way to break gear fear is to continue doing rat runs, but instead bring in better and better gear each time. This will allow you to continue to make money with a route that you are familiar with and comfortable with, while slowly getting over gear fear. Another good way to break gear fear is to increase the quality of gear you use in increments. Don't immediately jump from a rat gear set to Mega Chad. Instead, go from a rat gear set to a budget gear set to a decent gear set and slowly make your way up to a higher tier gear set. Step 3. Getting better at PvP. Looking up guides and tips for getting better at PvP is a great way to start. After that, a good way to begin to break into the Chad playstyle is to run a lot of Factory. Factory doesn't really have high-tier loot areas besides the office, and it's very close quarters, both of which heavily encourage PvP. Thus, playing on this map is a very good way to strengthen PvP skills. After you feel confident on Factory, it can also be a good idea to push the dorm buildings on customs. This will force you to learn how to think quickly and how to push hallways and rooms. Please understand that this is going to be the roughest part of your Chad journey, as you're going to die a lot. Unfortunately, you will need to build up a fair amount of skill, and even if you are very good, you can still get Tarkoved. So I highly recommend taking breaks when you are really struggling. This will prevent you from getting burned out and frustrated. Step 4. Teaming up. This step is pretty simple. Just find a group of guys to consistently run with. Though not entirely essential, having other people around who may know more than you is a good way to improve your own skills. Step 5. Accepting your playstyles. One thing that I think too many people believe is that you can only choose one playstyle, the rat or the Chad. This is an incredibly stupid mindset to have. It is good to play as a Chad as you become better from a technical standpoint, and I think it can be a bit more fun. But if you lose too much money, play as a rat. The rat running guide on my channel is the route I use when my ruble count is beginning to suffer. Otherwise, I go full Chad. Ultimately, your playstyle should reflect your mood. If you're in the mood for some intense fights and actions, be a Chad. If you're in the mood for low-stakes grinding, be a rat. Do whatever makes you enjoy Escape from Tarkov. Well, as much as you can enjoy this game anyways.